For generations, we used our military to engage in action against terrorists in the Middle East and in Africa, while leaving unharmed the terrorists in our own hemisphere who are responsible for so much more American deaths, so many more American deaths, who have spilled so much blood across the Western Hemisphere, who have bereaved so many parents and families, and who have contributed to such a horrific cycle. Every major city in America is suffering from cartel violence. President Trump is finally allowing and directing the United States military to use its authorities under the Constitution to defend America from the terrorist organizations that have run free for too long in our own hemisphere.
Okay, that's top White House aide Stephen Miller saying it is high time to use the U.S. military in our own hemisphere against narco-terrorists rather than just the Middle East. We've got triple the number of Americans have died from narcotics, opioid overdoses since 2020 than American combatants who died post-World War II in wars and other conflict zones around the world. Triple the number have died from drugs. This is as Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and top defense officials today said looks like Puerto Rico is going to be a major command base for the Pentagon's intensifying military campaign against narco-terrorism. Joining us now, former acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey. Jonathan, it's great to see you. What's your take on the news here? So Puerto Rico, military flights out of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is going to be the launch pad for amphibious training and flight operations. There's now 10 F-35 military fighter jets in Puerto Rico. What's your take on all of this?
My take is basically it just shows we're taking it on offense, the war against the cartels. And with this administration, there's always two things that are important. One is what we're actually doing, which is taking it to the cartels, and we saw that last week. The second is the messaging, which is so powerful. It really shows the cartels, we're done. The Biden era where we surrendered our southern border effectively to the cartels and didn't do anything to stop them is over. And it also sends the message to all the countries in Latin America that, one, they better get on the side of Team Trump or Team USA and not the side of the cartels because they don't want to get on the wrong side of this, and also that we have their support to fight the cartels. So all of this, I think, is a very powerful message. And Stephen Miller's point and your point is such a good one. We were looking at 101,000 people per year dying of drug overdoses during the Biden administration, and that was up from the number during the Trump administration first, was about 75,000 a year. So a drastic increase, and nothing was being done in a meaningful way other than basically processing migrants at the border. So everything has changed. The messaging is good, and I think this will be very effective on multiple fronts.
So Hegseth goes to Puerto Rico after the Trump administration took out that narco-terrorist boat affiliated with Tren de Aragua, about 11 narco-terrorists allegedly killed. Puerto Rico's Governor Jennifer Gonzalez thanked President Trump for recognizing the importance of Puerto Rico to the national security of the U.S. and for its fight against drug cartels. And she also said the narco dictator Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela. The governor said, I quote, "I believe we are, for the first time, fighting the root of the problem, attacking where the drugs come from." We show that image, Mr. Fahey, of naval assets in the Caribbean. A lot of Navy warships, in the area close to Venezuela. What's going to happen here, do you think?
Well, I think it sends a strong message to Venezuela, and you've already heard the messaging coming out of Maduro saying they're going to help against the drug trafficker. So it's already been effective, but I think it is just this show of strength when you're talking about Maduro, talking about any of these drug trafficking organizations. It's overwhelming, and they really don't want to face it because they're not going to come out on the right side of it.
Okay, Jonathan Fahey, thank you so much for being with us tonight.